Hello, viewers, and welcome to another episode of Brave Namibia, where we celebrate both ordinary and extraordinary Namibians. In our first clip today, Brian Munangu chatted to Mwatile Kapolola, who is originally from Aretha. This young artist is determined to make it in the art industry.
Hey guys, I'm Mwatile Kapolola and I'm an artist, versatile artist, and I've been doing this ever since I was grade 4 or 5. That's when I realized that this is my passion and I started following it. I invested a lot into it and I'm going to move forward with it. During the course of my journey, I've taught myself a lot of things. I've created a lot of things, and this is one of the things that I've created. It's basically just color coding, using different colors to create an image. And I did this when I was, I did this in 2015, and this is when I started introducing myself to paint and using different paints. And as an artist, I feel like it's very important to know paints and how to create different color paints from other paints and how to mix them and use colors that complement each other and not colors that blend into each other. It's very important, and this is one of the things that I've learned as an artist, and it's actually to mix colors and to use colors and where and when they are appropriate to use. One of the recent artworks I've created is this one. Her name is Freya, and she is a goddess of a lot of things. If you know ancient history, she is the goddess of sex, love, woman, a lot of things. Yeah, so I've recently did this, and I've used a lot of colors that complement each other. They don't fight against each other, and this is one of the things I've really enjoyed painting, because I mastered the art of using colors in mixing them and all that. Moving on, I've upgraded my skill set to a point whereby I customize anything. I change one thing to another. Like for example, a shoe, I completely change it into something else, or a jacket, I paint on it and then I create it into something else. It's an artwork, so from there on now I do work with corporate companies whereby I paint their home shops for them, and I paint their home shops for them. For example, like Jabu, it's a logistic company, and I've painted over 200 home shops for them, their clients' home shops to be exact. And I've also worked with JSK. JSK is a company that works with the brands of the Aquafresh, Bad Lemon, and all. Soos die hele volle ding is swart. Een is wit. Dan is dit swart. Ek moet swart iets kom. Ek moet swart iets kom.
Mix zwart en chaniki.
En wit, ja.
En wit dan maak hulle grys.
Ja, so ek maak.
So as jy grys maak net die twee.
As jy grys maak, nee. Ja, nee.
Well, as you saw with the interview we had with him, Mwatile is a jack of all trades indeed. Growing up in Marienthal with his father, who was a ranger, was one of the most fascinating things for him, as he used to love traveling with his father, which made him miss out on school a lot. And that made him drop out in grade 10 as he could not do it anymore. And then with that, he decided to pursue his career in painting, as he knew, or as he felt, that was his calling. Well, he started off as a sketcher, someone who just made sketches for money, and he would draw sketches for kids at school for reasonable prices, and they would pay him for that. And that's how it all started for him. After growing up in Marienthal, Mwatile decided to take his career elsewhere, to take on a bigger challenge, as he packed his suitcase and he traveled to Windhoek without any accommodation, without any plans of where he's going to stay, what he's going to do, but he was determined to succeed. So he traveled to Windhoek and came to stay with a cousin of his. Well, as he came to Windhoek, it was a challenging start for him, as he could not find clients to work with, as he could not find any, as it was the only source of income he depended on. So it was a tricky challenge in the beginning. So what he would do at first was work with the kids in Havana. After school, he would help them with their art projects, and he would teach kids for free on how to draw and how to sketch, and give them the basics on how to become an artist. So this he did for free. He did not charge anything, and the kids in his neighborhood did really well. So based off that, people started seeing his potential, and that's where everything clicked for Mwatile. So he gets his first major deal with Jabo Logistics, as they gave him a tender to paint over 100 shops in Windhoek. He took the challenge upon himself, and he did really well, impressing Jabo Logistics, which made them renew the contract for another 200 shops. So as we speak, Mwatile Kapolola has painted over 200 shops for Jabo Logistics. He says it is the highlight of his career thus far, but it is not the end, it is only the beginning, as he also recently signed a deal with JSK to paint home shops to paint shops for JSK, and he has painted over 40 shops for them as well. Mwatile is determined to make it in the artist industry, as he believes he has what it takes. He now has a huge fan base and a huge customer line that always contact him for random stuff. He has equipped himself with all the skills that are needed to succeed in the artistic industry, as he can do anything that has to do with arts. As you can see with the slides, he can now customize anything from clothing to shoes to walls. He can do everything. And he says differentiates him from other artists is the fact that he always considers the customer and always makes sure the price is reasonable for both parties. In the near future, he plans on opening a school, if not a school, a small place where children can always come learn the basics of art, as he believes art is undermined or underrated in Namibia, and he wants to help children reach the full potential as he has. He plans to do it for free of charge and not charge anything, as he feels education to children should be free and not be charged. He now owns his own company. His company's name is EAW, that he made up himself in 2018. Well, it's flourishing at this moment, as it is known everywhere, with the likes of Louis Monana working with EAW that belongs to Mwatile, and the likes of Jabo Logistics. He has made a name for himself here in Windhoek, with plans of broadening his variety or moving across the country. He wants to expand to the point where his name is known around the world. Very ambitious indeed, as he plans to take charge and make his name in the artist industry. Equipping himself with the best skills, equipping himself with things that are required to be an artist, he believes he can make it. He just recently got a new offer from Lemon Tree, which is a shop that is opened 3 months in Windhoek now. As you can see with the videos there, he's busy painting and putting his good hands to work and doing what he usually does best by converting the place into something different and making it more unique to other places, which makes Mwatile very good at what he does.
Yeah, and this is the life of an artist. You find an artist that only paints and an artist that only sketches. I, for one, I'm a jack of all trades. And this just it.
Next, Elizabeth Joseph catches up with Aretha Janice Wallenstein, who started her baking business after realizing that she has a special gift.
Hi, I'm Aretha and I'm from Windhoek and I'm 31 years of age. My company's name is AJ's Amazing Party Supplies. I'm busy here with some buttercream frosting, as you can see, and I started with this cake. Hi, I'm Aretha Janice Wallenstein. That's where my business name comes from, AJ, Aretha Janice. So I grew up in Swakopmund. I was born in Windhoek but grew up in Swakopmund, whereby I schooled until grade 11. Then my parents separated and we had to move back to Windhoek, where I finished my school career at Academia High School. Then further that, I studied business administration and honors in project management, and I'm busy doing teaching. Fast forward, so I started working in 2012, where I was a key accounts manager, and I worked with accounts and I enjoyed it, but to a certain point where I didn't like it so much. Then I thought, okay, let me do something. I spiced it up a little. So I thought, why don't I start with baking? But that is also like a very funny story because I needed extra funds because my medical bills were just like piling up. And we need to hustle. We need to hustle somewhere. And then I said, okay, let me start with Cook Sisters and donuts. And I started taking orders Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. And it was such a successful thing that I started. People started inquiring for cakes, for cupcakes, and I was like, guys, I didn't study this, I'm like business and I don't want to be a baker. I was just doing this to start off something. So then I thought, but I can make some extra money while I work and while I'm studying. And then I started doing it, and the orders became more, and the late nights became very late, and work was just becoming very tiring and very draining. And then I had to make a very impulsive decision, and I left my job in 2017, and I said, okay, let me do this. I trust in the Lord, and I'm gonna do this full force. And I started with my baking career. I didn't have any means of knowing how to bake a cake, how to bake cupcakes. So I started with ready mixes. Don't tell anyone. So yes, where it all started, where I think my entrepreneurship skill came from, when I was really young, my dad normally used to say, do something small where you can have just a few bucks that you can put away and save for yourself, because my dad is an entrepreneur. So he was like, let's do something, sell chips, let's start to make fudge, bake some biscuits and sell it. And I was like, okay, Daddy, I'm all for that because I want to be a business lady. That's what I told him one day. And then he's like, okay, great, I'll help you. And we even opened a bank account at the post office. I remember I had so much money in there. And I would buy my things later on as the business grew. But I think initially my skill for baking comes from my grandmother. She also used to make those mini cakes, and she loves recipes. She loves baking. She loves cooking. Okay, so the thing is, my plan is I want to be a successful teacher. So I just get that, that where you know how to convey a teaching, a lesson, interact with your students, to understand your surroundings and the person receiving the knowledge as well. So imagine this, the cake business. You have this big setting of your cake business. You have one section that's for your teaching your classes, and the other section, people are busy baking, they are prepping their cakes and all of that, and your business selling your cakes. It's almost like the cake boss vibe. So that is what I'm working towards, that I want to fulfill as well. Okay, so things that I didn't know and what I know now when I was a child. I hope that I could really enjoy myself as a child, because when I was younger, I would always say, yeah, I just want to grow up, have my own business, get a house at 25, be married, get kids. You just want to be big and you just want to be grown and all of that. So I wish, and I would tell every child, just be a child, enjoy your life as a child, not to worry about bills, about people, about friends, about work, nothing of that sort, but just be a child. But what I would have enjoyed also as a child is my parents giving me the opportunity to actually work in a business, maybe even waitering or just any type of form of business where I can be in a work setting and just outlive myself. Also to know, is this what I want to do? Because I have studied, I have changed courses, but at the end of the day, everything that I've studied, my business administration concerns business, project management concerns planning projects and all of that, and now I'm studying teaching. So my future plans is that in all of that I've compiled as a person and as a student, I would like to apply in the varsity that I'm going to go teach, because I want to be a lecturer one day. With that include, I want to have my business as a sideline job where it's standing, it's operating, and it's growing, and I can teach other people to be cake artists as well. So in order for that to happen, I need to grow as well as a person, as an individual, and to mature in my business and my career. And I think that is the best way forward. But I want to be a stay-at-home mom as well, at a later stage. So you want to work hard and then rest later because you want to take care of your children as well. So I want to go into our regions and pick those girls that fell too early pregnant because of life choices they made. Pick them and say, come girl, I want to be that change in your life. I want to help you better yourself as a mom, as an individual, and as a person, and as a woman to that young baby. Because too often we find young girls throwing their babies away because they can't support them, or they call for sugar daddies, or some kind of just not very unthinkable type of things that we don't even want to mention. So yes, that is what I want to be and who I want to be in our community. What inspires me is my clients. Each and every client has their wants, their likes, their dislikes, and precisely how exactly they want their cake. So what inspires me is that once I get this cake and I need to do it, there's like, wow, the turn up, a pic from Google, and like, boom, here it is. It's right here invented. You're gonna get this cake now. And so my clients are my biggest inspiration, and I'm so thankful for my clients that I have. The challenges that I face, the difficulties for any type of business, or especially in the industry that I am in, cake artistry. Like, a lot of people started baking, a lot of people are cake artists right now, and back then the business was not so challenged and competitive as it is right now. So you have to have your A game on, and that is what I'm aiming for. So my challenges are, if concerning prices, now that our prices have increased and the market is just going down, and the inflation rates and all of that. So that is quite a challenge for business, but I trust in God and I believe in God, and He has never failed me. I can't complain about my business. All that I know is that I'm so grateful, I'm so thankful for all the clients that He does send to me. I want to grow our generation to the next level. I want our country to become economically stable. I want our peers to know that I can do this as well while I'm working, while I'm hustling, while I'm studying. Because right now, a generation is they're just hungry for money. And they don't know that, wow, you still need to work in order to get that. You can't just receive money from your parents. You really, really need to work hard. And I want to be that pillar in our community whereby I educate our peers, our generation that's coming, because our fathers, our mothers they are going, like, they are becoming old age. So we need to rise up. We need to rise up as a congregation, as a people, and to teach our children and to teach the upcoming generation to improve their skills, to improve their knowledge, and to improve and mature themselves as a person, because once they mature, our nation will mature.
Thank you for tuning in today. If you know of someone you feel should feature on our show, please contact us at brave@nmh.com.na.